Hey ladies and gents, we are back with some Avorion, and surprisingly enough, people actually like my ships. So, what I did the other night was I've switched all these ships over to Trinium and lower, so you can use them outside the barrier. The ships I had on the Steam Workshop, I got rid of them because they were a mixed match of high-end materials and all that kind of stuff. So these ships have all been revamped to Trinium and lower, so you can use them outside the barrier. And I'm not a shipbuilder. So if you're gonna get them and you're gonna this sucks, well, change them up because like I said, I built these games as I was playing the game. So a lot of times I'm sitting waiting for a cooldown. I'm building the ship. I just cooldown was over and I would take off. I wasn't paying attention necessarily to the roll rates and all that kind of stuff. So yeah, go ahead, butcher the shit out of them. Put the thrusters on that you like, gyroscopes, whatever you got to do to make them fly how you like to make them fly. But we're going to run through them real quick here. We're going to give you an idea of what I put up there and the cost at least. So we've all seen this one. This is my usual starter ship. It runs right around, I do believe, somewhere around 1200 or 1200 titanium. Yep, 1271 titanium and 40 iron and 6763 credits. Just a simple little starter ship when you first start out the game. I'm not going to do these in order. We're just going to fly them. I put real simple names on them like freighter, miner, cruiser, frigate, destroyer, battleship, carrier, that kind of stuff. So yeah, you get a pretty idea of what they were designed originally for. This is another just simple freighter. You can use it for freighter, a miner, put a mining turret on it. You can use it as a miner with roughly, I do believe, 20,000 for the cargo holds. If you want to turn it into a carrier, just slap some hangar bays on the outside of it, and you can use it. It's got a pretty good size, decent cargo holds. I do believe it's got about 285,000 trinium, 2 million for credits. Now these ships, of course, you can always change them around if you are not to the trinium level. You simply use the view here, and you can change the blocks in the interior to neonite, titanium, whatever you got to do to get it to your level for the most part. Alright, we're going to get out of him. We'll look at this guy next. I don't think I've used this one in late game. This is kind of a dual ship. You can use it as a destroyer, turn it into a combat ship, or a lot of times in this one, since I left so much on the bottom here, you can slap on cargo bays, or carrier, or hangar blocks, whatever you're going to use it for. There was really no ever design purpose of this thing. I think it was just messing around one day and it's like, yeah, let's try something different, little bit different look with the engines and all that. This one will be around 254,000 trinium, about 2.5 million for credits. What do we got next up here? We got our one ship that you see quite a bit in game, which of course is the little freighter / miner that I use. Yeah, just another simple design with about 2.46 for the cargo blocks. And I put on there, late game, mid game, all that kind of stuff. Usually this is something I use really early game. And this one's gonna be right around 51 million or 51,000 trinium and about 461,000 for the credits. All right, on to the next ship, which is for the most part just a freighter. It's got 1,000 for the cargo. This is typically the ship I would use if I was going to do auto trading. You can downscale it so it's not quite as much material, but just use it for with the 1,000 cargo holds. It was built just to do, take a little bit of material here, go to the next system, drop it off to the trade route, the automated trade route, if that's what you're interested in. Yeah, that was the idea behind this ship. Not really a combat ship. It doesn't have anything going for it other than that. Save designs. I do believe it's around 205,000 trinium. Like I said, you can definitely cut that down by quite a bit if you use the modify entire ship. You can downscale it to make it work for you. And I believe there is This one, lately, have you seen? This is the carrier that I did with the video about fighters. I'll be honest with you, this thing needs help with power output. When I built it, I used Avorion for the generator, so I didn't have that problem. But switching everything over to Trinium, you can see that the required is 84 and it only produces 94. So you might have to do a little bit of work here, maybe add some more on the bottom for generators, that kind of stuff. Yeah, like I said, I'm not a shipbuilder. I usually build a lot of these ships I built were when I had the high-end blocks, so I was able to, get away with it. Price-wise, it is not that bad. About 574,000 and about 4.3 million for credits. And I do believe, what do we have next? This one probably seen in the last video. More of a cruiser-esque type ship toward the early game, mid game. And this one I switched over to titanium and neonite. This is already pretty the low end material. Of course, you switch all the trinium if you want to. 306,000 for the titanium. About almost quite 4 million credits for the ship. And we have this, which is just a continuation of my very first. You can see, if you look at the ship, the top part is almost identical to the starter ship. This is just something as I went, I just kept adding to it. There's a little bit of space in here. I think this one is loaded. Might have torpedo blocks. Yeah, there's a couple torpedo blocks. This area right in here, I usually put in torpedo tubes. That kind of stuff. What do we have for the hull or for the price? It is, I believe, 376,000 trinium and about 4 million credits. And we have next. I need to start going the other direction. This ship is a late game or mid game, late game raider. About 10,000 for the cargo holds. It does carry hangar bays on it. So yeah, I use it usually for boarding parties or whatever. And if I'm doing, like I said, some late game raiding and pirating, this ship was designed for that. Yeah, real simple little design. Not too bad for maneuverability, but cost-wise, I do believe it is right around 1 million trinium, I believe. Somewhere in that, yeah, 1 point, and about 10 million for the credits. We have the ship you've seen most of the time I've used in this game, or one of them. This is a Raider Pirate for early game. Has some cargo bays or some fighter hangar bays on the side, and about 2,000 for its cargo holds. Of course, if you're going to use this more often, you can scale it up a little bit more. Save design wise, it's about 185,000 for the trinium and about 1.5 million for the cost. And we'll get to those shortly. We have the original ship design. I start out with, this is my usual one. This is made out of titanium. Yeah, I think I covered this one already. I think so. But you guys have seen that one before. And of course, the last one I do believe is this guy, which is, if you watched in my late game videos, this is the big guy. I use quite a bit in the end game videos. Rather large. It's got hangar blocks as well as about 45,000 for a cargo hold. This was a multi-purpose ship. I use this for most of my raiding a lot of the time. So yeah, I do believe it carries. It's got some production capacity on it. some. Yeah, it does. It does carry the. It does carry for torpedo space as well, and torpedo tubes. So, like I said, really a multi-purpose ship. Yeah, and then there's a lot of designs in here for like the coaxial weapons that you'll get as you go later in the game. Somewhere around the 3.5 million, I believe, is what that ship is. About 3.3 million, about 91,000 iron, about 50,000 credits, or 50 million credits. So a little bit more expensive, a little more of N type as you get really close to the barrier. And of course, I do believe there's one more. Yep, there's a. This is just a simple crew shuttle, fighter, and cargo design. This is what's used for your fighters. It's 28 blocks. Works well for that. Other than outside of that, it does not do well. I think I said this was just designed just for hauling cargo, crew, or turning it into a fighter. So with that said, fellas, I think I covered all of them that I had sitting here. But you guys have a general idea of what I just uploaded. I uploaded, it's public now, so it's not private. So you guys should be able to access it. I'll put a link down and below in the description just to go to my profile if you really want these ships. You can go check them out. Decide if you like them. If not, just say, God, Sam, you are the worst ship designer ever. Doesn't really matter to me. So with that said, guys, thanks for watching, and you guys have a good night.